Yes, the most important topic that every human being discusses and thinks: the goals in life. But we are not clear how to choose what we want. Your mind may say, oh, yes, I know it. So that is why we see that, we have too many conflicts in our day to day life. Now I want to remain single. I want to get married. Now I want to divorce. You see the conflict. Animals do not have any conflict. So, what should we do? How to choose what we want? And how to know if our wants are right and good? That solves a lot of challenges in our life. Think of this. All animals have common goals: food, security, reproduction, and sleep. So sleep is unconscious, so you can keep it aside. It is same both in animals and human race, except that we get more disturbed sleep than animals. We try to give lot of interpretation of our dreams, but animals don't care. They don't have any choice. So other common goal is security. See that if we think clearly, survival. Security means survival. We all want to survive. Means we want to exist. It applies same to ant, elephant, tiger, deer, and the human race. See that? It is unconscious in animals, operated by the nature. Uh, if I use the word, I think you'll understand that their survival is operated by the unconscious operation of the nature. As such, they don't recognize, but they fight for their security. You see, all the problems, conflict, sorrow, and the suffering arise from the sense of fear and the insecurity in human race. I have $1,000. You ask me if why should I pay? My mind goes to security. Security. Try to understand that. So 80% of the challenges that is causing the anxiety, duality, conflict, problems will go away. So if the sense of security is unconscious in man, that results in violence, reaction in the family, around people around you, people, even those who have friendship. And when it comes to the matter of security, we have blame, complaint, reaction, and fight. When this sense of security is unconscious, like animals, animal mind, see that. Think of this. The more you reflect on it, you will see, oh, I have lot of problem. It is only because of the sense of insecurity, because I want security in a habitual, instinctive, and impulsive manner. This sense of insecurity was discussed in detail by my master when I was very young, in my 30s. And at the same time, there was a conflict of interest in the family. Three brothers, older one took away everything. So it was 100% clear in those days. The one brother filed the case in the court. It came to my mind instantly. I was in the middle. What should I do if you take away all the money? It was very clear in me, that sense of security. I went to the older brother. I said, you sell this entire property. Whatever the money comes, you first take 20%. The rest 80% should be divided into three. Otherwise, you are dragging in the court, nothing will happen. He agreed to it, and I won it. I had a very strong resistance in my family. I said, balance, put peace on one side and 80% on the other side. See which one is heavier. Choose the one. We are stuck. We are heavily conditioned. This is me and this is mine. You have a heart attack today, and tomorrow everything is gone. So the sense of insecurity is very, very deep in every living being. But if it is unconscious, then it causes lot of problem in human race. And if it is semi-conscious, do you think that what we do for the sake of security, which is in fact not a security, it gives you a temporary level of maybe some level of physical security. You have car insurance, you have health insurance. Animals do not have. Do you see that? Sense of insecurity. I'm scared. Oh, American health insurance is terrible. Do you agree? Do you all agree? It comes out because of the sense of insecurity. Do you see? Do the animals who live in America, they also feel like that? And when you are fully conscious, now this is what happens. When you are fully conscious, yes, there is a sense of insecurity. Security is there for survival. Then what happens? Life is disciplined, organized, free from reaction, anger, and hesitation. Understanding whosoever takes birth has to die. So you take the minimum care consciously, and you are happy. Yes or no? Oh, he has taken me money. He is not paying. You are not paying what you are getting, you will be punished. Take in the form of lot of our relationship problems lies with this. Now come to the food. Food, very important. We have no choice but to depend on the food. Animals have no choice, but dictated by the unconscious operation of the nature. So the tiger eats flesh and the deer eats grass. They have no choice. We have choice of food. I had a class high school friend. We are of the same age. He suffers from diabetes, but he doesn't want to leave the sweets. So he takes sweet, but instead of one pill, he takes three pills on that day whenever he takes sweet. No worries, we also do directly or indirectly the same thing in our life. We are talking of only diabetes, but we do the same thing. And then we want peace, happiness in our life. We did not understand the sense of survival, security. We don't understand eat to live or live to eat. That choice is with me. We don't exercise this choice, so we suffer. And you can also add reproduction. Animals have little or no choice. Lion fights with others to win the lioness. They mate and done. We have lot of challenges. So first comes, I should remain single or get married. If I get married, then what? But if I don't have good relationship, then what? You see the confusion in the mind? We are not clear. We are not clear. Not clear means I'm ignorant. Ignorant means I'm confused. So I have a conflict, confusion, and we live our life. We say that I have become mature now. I'm intelligent. So that intelligent man lives in utter confusion with reference to these demands. Think of it. Think of it. You will find out. Majority of the people, in terms of the security, in terms of the security, in terms of the food, in terms of the reproduction, and then they disturb sleep also. Three goals are same with all living beings, more or less the same. Now see the difference. Animals meet these goals by impulse, by instinct, and by habit. It is done by the unconscious operation of the nature. But the crazy God has given us the intellect, so we are always confused about these things. I think we own the intellect, so we can blame the God if the God created us. So because the God is crazy, so we are also crazy because if we are the children of the God. We spend hundreds and millions of dollars to meet our pleasure. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. We damn care this peace and happiness, love and peace. We count on the assets, physical assets, to define love, to define peace, to define happiness. Greatest example, I always give his example. You already know. I don't want to name. See that? So I have confused myself, and then I'm seeking peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. Not at all possible. Animals do not include insurance, so they have not to blame the society and the government. We have refined our security by insurance and lot of other stuff that you already know. We talk in terms of security and insurance. So once, we also find security in status, in recognition, in wealth, in real estate, in big house, in relationship, in knowledge, in skills, and in talent. Do you see that? Do you see that? You're working in an organization and they ask you if you get certified, you'll be promoted. Security concern. No, let me do it. I Majority of the people earn their skill sets and the talent to study more, revolving around security. My son just secured 16 certifications in different IT fields. We were just talking. He has just come. What is the next level of our goal in life? That we undermine, that we damn care, and that is why we suffer. It may be physical health, it may be mental health. I have $1 million in my account, but even if I eat some specific food that will raise my level of immunity, but what will happen to that 1 million? It will become little less. So let it be so. Second level of the goal is my peace, my happiness, my fulfillment. First, physical demands, security. Second is peace, and that results into happiness. And we employ hundreds of different means for satisfaction and happiness with reference to the objects and the people outside. If I marry this person, I will be more happy. Okay, so let me divorce and marry this one because I'm unhappy. No happiness comes. And sometimes we find the same happiness in sex, in drinking vodka, and doing all kinds of things. Do we ever think that how we approach peace and happiness in our life? We don't think, we just go by the social society. Whatever the society, we learn from the society. Oh, I had a wonderful vacation. Where? In Hawaii. So you have a desire to save the money if you don't have. If you have money, so your mind says, so my friend went to Hawaii. Did I tell you? Why? I take real life examples. So they went to Hawaii. The moment they landed there, the husband became extremely sick with a severe cough and fever. He had gone there for about a week. So he has to remain in the hotel for about a week and taking the treatment. After a week, they returned. They took some beautiful pictures of the Hawaii. They showed me. It just happened a couple of months ago. So now see that first goal I have covered, second, peace and happiness, and the third goal, my mind thinks that there should be no disturbances in the first two goals. Nobody should disturb my peace and happiness. That is what, we always want. Look at it. Do you have any other goal? No, life will move smoothly. That is the problem. So our master says, fourth goal is self-discovery. Unless the teacher teaches, you study too much and nothing will happen. Live to eat and eat to live. My friend is a great IT expert, whom I was talking about suffering from that. He's earning 500,000. Very, but when I don't identify the goals in my life, it is going to give me problems. Recently, I was talking to him. His wife was saying, he doesn't listen to me and you should talk. I said, he also doesn't listen to me because he always found that this weird guy is less intelligent than me. I'm an IT expert. Why should I listen to this guy? We have a good relationship. We do not identify the goal of self discovery. And as long as we do not find real self, our true nature, you may have $127 billion like Bill Gates. You will continue to live loveless life. Do whatever you want. This is how our teachers teaches. When my master teaches that money does not keep the stamp of security. So I got this idea clearly, firmly settled. So I said, you take 20% more for going to the court, fighting. Where is the problem? And at the same time, you also set an example in the society. Anyhow, come back. Let us examine security. Maybe that will help understand our mind and reflect on that. When you want security, here and now, do you want security today? What about tomorrow? Day after tomorrow? When you want to be secure, we don't think. Tomorrow I will have health insurance, even though, and then I will be secure. And then I sleep. Next day, next day, my honey says, where this beer guy has gone. Understand, be very clear and upfront. When we want to be secure today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, when we want to be secure all the time, at home or outside, everywhere, in all conditions, this is known as a higher principle. So if you do not contemplate and reflect, you will say, okay, he had just given a talk, and okay, listen to this guy. I have to think about it. Again, ask the same question about peace and happiness. When you want to be in peace, where, in which condition, at what time? So if we reflect on it, the intellect says all the time, in all conditions, I want security. I want peace and happiness in all situations, in all conditions, everywhere, anywhere, with everyone. Is it not true? Look at the deeper insight of our masters. So, the same example applies now. Sugar cube is sweet all the time. You ask the sugar cube, let me put you near the salt. Oh, no problem, I will remain sweet. In a small jar, I will remain sweet. In a big jar, I will remain sweet. Put me into the hot water, yes, I will remain sweet. The masses come to the conclusion that we are the seekers of permanent peace and happiness in love. When you are full of love and peace, are you scared of any fear of security? No. So, what if I live in permanent peace and happiness, security, that idea, that fear, that anxiety for the security is gone? It is totally gone. Do you see that? Someday, even, with seeking the pleasure outside. I used to go to Thanksgiving dinner to my friends in New Jersey. I used to go there. And in that family, there were around 40 people in Hopewell. Long table. Everyone was engaged, absorbed in doing one thing or the other because it is Thanksgiving, because it is a matter of joy and happiness. Just know that is what our master says, that if I discover me, that is like a sugar cube that remains sweet in all conditions, anywhere, everywhere, whether you are single, married, or divorced, doesn't make any difference. Whether you have billions or you have only to fulfill your needs, you are in the state of peace and happiness, love and wisdom. That is known as awakening. I'm not making you serious. There's nothing to be serious, but you have to. If we do not contemplate and think and reflect, 92, you see that, when I see and I had a big laugh. 92, yes, I had a very humble house. 93, I went to Mongolia under International Health Exchange Program, 9 months, teaching the doctors. 94, returned. Then 96, I had a royal house because I was a diplomat. Served for 3.5 years. Oh, what a big house. We had a maid house also. In Jakarta, we had a house for petals. Came back, fourth house, then fifth house here on rent in New Jersey. Then sixth house, I bought it. Seventh house. All these external factors change this. Are you able to maintain that calm and the poise and the happiness during the entire period? That is the meaning. When you want happiness, in what condition, with whom, at what time, all the time, everywhere, with everyone, in all relationship. Our masters defines the fourth goal is self fulfillment. It is not self procurement. We always try to procure, possess. I would say 50% of the problems, of the worries and the anxiety and the sense of the fear drops completely. That once, and where is this peace and happiness? This lies within me. And once we have this clarity, then the journey of the human life really begins. Otherwise, we continue to live and behave and act like, the same. One another master says, we behave and act like more or less like the animals, little more refined way. Refined. Lion finds the cave for security during the winter. We find a home insurance. Now I'm happy. No issue. Health insurance. Now no issue. As if I will never become sick. Do you see that? A lot of people, when you talk, do you have insurance? Yes, yes, I have. No, oh, do you? You're lacking dental insurance. Think of this. So when you contemplate and reflect, you will see that you drop the layers of the ignorance in the mind. It doesn't mean that you should not have health insurance. It does not mean that you should not have car insurance. It does not mean you should, but believing blindly that I have the insurance for my entire life. They say life insurance, and they use the term insurance. Think of this. So the master says life is discipline, life is organized with the small things in our day to day life. Huh? And then we have a clarity of understanding about the first three goals. The peace and happiness are within me. Self fulfillment is within me. I am of the nature of peace and happiness. Only thing I need to discover it. Peace, happiness, love, wisdom, when they are all together, it defies the fear of security, insecurity, fear, insecurity, reaction. Okay, I have heard this beer guy, whether I follow it or not, who cares? So let us start doing the practice.